Hello and happy summer. I want to take a minute to document how the garden is looking this summer. I've actually taken some time away from the garden for the last couple months. I really just come out here to water every so often and on the weekends to do some tidying up. I just recently switched jobs and just trying to figure out how everything's going to fit in with the garden. But pretty soon we're going to start getting some seedlings ready for our fall season. So before I jumped into that, I did want to do a quick tour so that I can kind of document where we're at this summer. It's been very hot this summer and not a lot of rain. So I've been coming out and watering the plants at night when I get home from work. So just to start here at the entrance, I have a sweet potato right here that looks like I left it from last year. This is kind of like my tropical bed. It's just grown so lush. And all the plants here are just doing so nicely. They're just loving the summer and the heat. The lilies are growing great. I won't be able to show from in here, but right inside there is where I have my new awapuhi plant that popped up 2 little inflorescence. So that was really exciting to see. I have this orchid up here on this tree that just kind of started coming back. It actually lost all its leaves over the winter, and so now it's growing back. And then really cool, it's hard to see, but climbing up this palm tree all the way up here is my vanilla orchid that she's starting to come back this way. So just really happy with how lush everything looks over here. Over here, this is my grandmother's milkweed that has basically spread all over my garden. But she's a small tree, so I have to tie it up every so often. I have a Dominican oregano that smells so great here, and it's really happy. The bay leaves are also doing really good. You'll see like a lot of new growth coming out. Here I planted some dahlias pretty late, so I'm not sure if they're gonna pop up, but they're there just in case. Rosemary's doing really well. And then here I planted some Shasta daisies from seed. They haven't grown a lot, so I think I'm gonna try to separate them from the pot. I think there might be kind of overcrowded there. My compost is here. My compost is actually just about ready. So when I get ready for planting for fall, I'm gonna use that compost. And then my bleeding heart is here. She's gotten a lot of new shoots, and so I have to kind of train them up over my shed. And then over here, I kind of started putting some fruit trees and stuff. But everything's looking really nice. Down here, I have a fire bush. I have a Barbados cherry that's pretty wild now, but since I really have nothing in the area, I'm gonna just let it grow wild, see if I can get a lot of fruit. This is a moringa tree that I got as a 4-inch plant last year and has really done really well. My pots, I turned them over because I took all the plants out. Everything was kind of struggling. This is an almond bush that's doing really well. She has a lot of new growth as well. Here's my papaya tree, which I absolutely love papaya. I'm so happy that it's growing, but it does look like I need to treat it with something. It has some type of either like a spider mite or white fly. So I definitely got to do something there. I put in some salvia down here. I think it's called like Rockin' Blue Salvia from Proven Winners. So I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of ornamentals, so it's kind of my start to prettying it up the garden. My fig here doing well, and then just my orchids. on my fence. They've been blooming all summer. My banana tree is getting really big. So proud of her. Not any action back there with my my green stalks, so they're just, I'm gonna freshen up the soil and get them ready for some seed planting now in the fall. This is probably my happiest bed. I have a tree of cranberry hibiscus. I love the taste of this. It's kind of a bitter, really nice thing to throw in your salads. I have the longevity spinach has just gotten so crazy. I think I'm gonna have to cut it back. It's gotten real crazy. And then here I started 2 roselle plants from, like, I direct seeded them, and they're taking a little time to take off, but I have 2 of them here. And then this here is a plant that's like an herb. It's called tilo. You can make tea with it, and that is just doing amazing. I bought that as a tiny little 4-inch last year, actually maybe 2 years ago already. But yeah, this bed is just super abundant. This is kind of the leftovers of my tomato plants. I just haven't had a chance to get rid of them, so it's on my list of things to do. I just recently direct sowed here some Seminole pumpkin, and I put here some cover crops. I think I did like a sun hemp here. It was just starting to grow. And so here is a cover crop that grew super tall. I'll make sure that I post a picture of that. And then what I've done is I've chopped it all down and just dropped it down like as a mulch. And I'm gonna leave, and I actually did it with these 3 beds here. So I had a lot of problems with root knot nematodes this past year. So I'm hoping that this process will help. So you grow the cover crop and then you chop it down and then you plant on top of it. And by doing that, it'll like add nutrients to the soil. So I'm hoping that works. This garlic chive, I've had it for a few years now. And it's doing well there. My mojito mint actually was looking pretty sad, so I cut it all the way down where you couldn't see any green, and now it's kind of growing back. Same with my chocolate mint here. And then this back bed, I'm not sure if you guys saw my story, but I have some sweet potatoes, and man, they keep getting eaten by iguanas. If you notice, all these here are basically all the leaves are eaten. And every afternoon I'd come out and there'd be an iguana eating. So first I started with the cloches, then I did this netting. None of that worked. So like maybe a day or 2 ago, I remembered that I had these covers on my Vigo garden beds, and it's worked. The iguanas haven't come. I just don't know if the sweet potatoes are gonna get enough sun. So we'll kind of have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, it's been quiet here in the summer. I still do come out to water, but I haven't really had a lot of time to baby any new plants. So kind of just letting it rest for the summer, as like our northern gardeners do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you guys have a nice evening.